If you're a longtime watcher of this channel, or maybe you've just been following along with Diablo 4 related news because you're interested in it since the launch of the game, you might remember in September of 2023 this interview in which Rod Ferguson stated that there's not just going to be one, but multiple Diablo 4 expansions, and they're going to be arriving at an annual basis. This was done in September of 2023, and that seemed on track to be correct because by October of 2024, Blizzard had released Diablo 4's Vessel of Hatred. And spoiler warning, in case you still want to learn the campaign for yourself, on the release of the game, one thing that became crystal clear is that it ended on a definite cliffhanger in which the Vessel of Hatred is arguably Neyrelle, not actually Mephisto, and you don't really kill Mephisto, and he's stronger than ever by the end of the campaign. And for that reason, we obviously need more storyline, more campaign, and more expansions in order to actually fight, kill, and defeat Mephisto, and eventually move on to fight, hopefully, Diablo at some point. Interesting side bit, Diablo 4 is going to be the last game to receive Diablo within the game, as now Diablo Immortal actually has Diablo as well, and that was the other game that didn't have Diablo yet. So we're probably looking at, still multiple expansions before we end up fighting, Diablo himself. And so for that reason, we figured, they're going to be doing annual expansions. Well, they're starting to casually throw out that the next expansion is coming. So we're going to get into that today and a little bit other ARPG news. Before we do, let's get into today's sponsor. Thank you to today's sponsor, World of Warships. World of Warships is an immersive action strategy naval warfare game where you set sail aboard history's most iconic battleships, destroyers, aircraft carriers, cruisers, and submarines. Command the helm of one of over 600 intricately modeled historical ships, and take on over 40 unique maps featuring dynamic weather and incredible graphics. Go solo or join up to 2 or 3 other players in a division to take on new challenges and try different tactics. Plus, with new content released every month, there's always something fresh to check out, whether it's new ships, nations, cosmetic, or ship classes, and it's even available on console. Right now, if you're a new player and you sign up with the link below, you'll get a big welcome bonus so you can jump in fully loaded. It will include 20 days of premium, the Japanese Tier 3 cruiser Tenryu, along with a port slot in the commander, bonus combat missions to unlock, additional rewards such as the US Tier 7 cruiser Boise, 7 super containers, 40 million credits, and 1 million elite commander XP. It's a free, fun game. If you're looking for something new to check out, click the link to give World of Warships a try. Thanks again to World of Warships for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it. Okay, so how does Diablo 4 come back around to conversation today and related to an expansion? Well, there was recently the DICE Summit, and on stage is again the same gentleman, Rod Ferguson, talking about Diablo 4. And during this summit, he sort of let it slip, and it was reported by this gentleman here, Jason, that at the DICE in Las Vegas, Rod Ferguson drops the news that Diablo 4's second expansion is coming in 2026. Now, considering that Vessel of Hatred was October 2024, that means it's not technically annual anymore, but if it's January or February, it's kind of sort of within the grace period. I mean, it'd be about a year between the expansions. And IGN reports there at the same summit here saying that Rod Ferguson also said while he was on the stage that they're going to be taking a page out of the book of Diablo Immortal and World of Warcraft and release content roadmaps. He said that soon we should expect to see roadmaps for Diablo 4's 2025 plans outlining seasons and updates at roughly the times they would show up throughout the year. This roadmap is supposed to arrive just before Season 8. We are currently in Season 7, so, within a few months here. But also, they're not going to have the date for the expansion with that roadmap. It's just sometime within 2026. Now, what we do actually have a date for, interestingly enough, is Last Epoch has their Season 2 launching April 2nd of this year. Shout out to Microsoft Bing for having the most inaccurate calculator I've literally ever seen. But Google comes to the rescue with 38 days away for the launch of Season 2 for Last Epoch. Now, what's interesting is multiple of the comments here are basically saying that they hope this is an absolute massive update considering it's been a long time since the game was released. Their second season will be coming more than 1 year since the launch of the game. It actually was the technical 1-year anniversary of the game 2 days ago. I hope it's a pretty good update and that people enjoy it as well. We're starting to get a lot of good ARPGs in the scene. You got Path of Exile 1 and now Path of Exile 2. Diablo 4 is going to be releasing multiple expansions now. Grim Dawn is notable. If you have not played Grim Dawn, I actually have a whole video covering that. I'll tell you, I'll put it at the end as a suggested kind of my opinion on Grim Dawn. Because if you haven't played that one, just want to do a shout out for Grim Dawn. Absolutely phenomenal game. I haven't been following along with Grim Dawn's update, too much because I've been busy playing Path of Exile 2 lately, but I heard that they actually have an update coming here, the Fangs of Astrakhan. So maybe when this drops, if you're looking for something to do to hold you over, check this out. All sort of beside the point. The point is that we're starting to get like a pretty good amount of ARPGs in which you can hop between. And it's sort of a miracle that so far, I mean, I guess not really a miracle. There's got to be some behind the scenes working because so far, if you've noticed, all of these games have managed to like stay out of each other's way. Like Last Epoch will have their season while nothing else is going on, which is a smart move. Path of Exile 1 does something different, around not normally launching the same time Diablo 4 seasons. Like they're kind of all working it almost seems like they're working in tandem to make sure they're not really competing with each other, which I suppose makes sense. So currently the breakdown looks like this. I kind of wrote it out for you and what's going on in the RPG scene. First, right now you have the PoE 1 event going on with the cosmetics you can earn for both PoE 2 as well as PoE 1. You can earn this cloak for free actually today, right now as of the posting of this video, just by watching my live stream today. I'm eligible to give this one out. It's a Twitch drop that works with both Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2. And that will be going on for a couple more days here at least. And then we have the Monster Hunter on the 28th. Now, I'm normally not a big Monster Hunter guy. I always thought it was sort of more like Monster Detective, in which I spend my time like cooking some food and then like following a twig, which takes me to a branch. And then I find that and I sniff the branch and says, he must be close. And I find him and the guy runs away anyway. But I've been told I'm wrong, and I just have an L take. So I'm going to give it a shot and see how wrong I actually am. I'm going to play Monster Hunter on the 28th, and that will hold us over until PoE race that is happening on March 2nd. There's actually an event going on in which they're giving out basically it's almost like the equivalent of party hats from RuneScape, like some limited time items that only, 6 people are going to acquire. There's no way in hell I'm going to win this race, okay? I don't think anyone except like the actual racers are going to win this, but it'll be an event to watch and something literally to do to twiddle our thumbs while we wait on the mid-March Path of Exile 2 update is the real one people are waiting on, in which they're going to do like an economy reset as well as, a major update. That's basically what has been sort of teased in the last interview. So I would expect new classes, new mechanics, things like that. Like hopefully a very big style update. Then we have Last Epoch on April 2nd. And then underneath me here is going to be D4 question mark. So we don't have news on when the next D4 season is, etc. By time April 2nd rolls around and Last Epoch's going, I'm sure we'll start getting some news at that point. And they said before Season 8 for Diablo 4, we'll be getting a roadmap. So I'm assuming that's when we'll be getting the roadmap as well. And it will kind of tell us the timeline, the layout, all of the different seasons and the content that's coming up until the next expansion in 2026. And in that expansion, I would assume we at least get to fight and defeat Mephisto for realsies this time, because there'll be 2 expansions about this dude, and introduce the next protagonist of some sort, maybe Diablo himself. Otherwise, it's going to be the 3rd expansion by the time we actually start fighting, the namesake of the game. So that's sort of the total breakdown of what's going on in the ARPG scene at the moment. Thank you, the World of Warships, for sponsoring today's video. You can find it in the link down below for free if you want to support today's sponsor, as well as you can come by the live stream if you want to earn your free cosmetics just by watching the live stream today. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.